Hello, I am back on the porch, which means it's a hot day in the summertime, and I am today making some quick refrigerator dill pickles, and I will show you how. This is a very, very simple thing to do and delicious. First thing I'm going to do, now this is a large pickle. It should be a large cucumber. I'm going to slice the blossom end. This is a blossom end. This is the stem end. You can tell it's got stem on it. I'm going to take about 1/4 of an inch off. Next thing I'm going to do is actually test to make sure the pickle is not bitter. The cucumber is not bitter. Even though it's large, it's fine. And I'm just going to take it and slice it. I'm going to repeat that with all of the cucumbers, and then we'll put them in a bowl with some ice water. This one was bitter, and so I'm not using it. Next, we're just going to put some ice on top. There we go, and I'll put some water on here as well. I'm going to set this aside for about 2 hours. It can set even longer, but this is going to help the pickles be crisp. Next, I'm going to prepare the brine. So I'm using mostly about 3/4 of a cup of the white vinegar and 1/4 cup of the cider vinegar. Put that into a saucepan, and I'm going to add an equal measure. I've already measured this out as a cup of water. Salt is not necessary for pickling process and preservation. Salt in this case is really just for flavor. These are refrigerator pickles. You use, though, non-iodized salt. That's very important. Otherwise, you're going to get a very cloudy, squishy pickle. And then putting in about a teaspoonful of salt. So I'm going to put in about 1 tablespoon of dill seeds. I like to put in some whole mustard seeds. Whoops, just a few. Not that many. I like also to put in some coriander seed. Coriander is just the seed of the cilantro plant, and I saved mine from last year. I also put whole peppercorns in mine, in there. I'm going to give this a stir, and then I'm going to cook it on the stove top until everything is dissolved. Then I'll bring it down to a room temperature. I almost forgot. I do like to add a little bit of sugar even into my dill pickles. I'm going to put in, just maybe a scant teaspoon of sugar. It just helps to bring out the piquant. All right, it's about 2 hours later, 2 or 3 hours later, and I have drained my cucumbers. Now I'm ready to fill my jars and get them into the fridge. You do not have to sterilize your jars because it's going into the fridge. If this was going onto the shelves, then in your pantry, you would need to go through the sterilization process. But for refrigerator pickles, it's definitely just good to have a clean jar. Oh, and by the way, don't throw out that water, because you know what? That cucumber water tastes so good. I just took some other cucumbers, put a little bit of basil in there, and ice, and this is so, so refreshing. There's something about cucumbers that is just extra cooling on a hot day. At this point, we're going to just fill our pickle jars. To do that, I have some onions sliced thin. I have a few garlic cloves peeled, and I have a couple of my hot peppers. This is a chili pepper from Peru, the Peruvian peppers that I have grown previously and dried. You don't have to use a hot pepper. I just like to add a little kick to my pickles. Easy, easy process. I am going to throw a little extra dill in the bottom because I like mine super dilly. Super dilly. I'm going to throw a garlic clove in, and then you just start packing in as tight as you can your cucumbers. Don't waste any space. I'm going to throw my hot pepper in there. I'm going to throw a layer of the onions in. More of the cucumbers. Pack them tight. They'll float around in the brine. I pack them everywhere, every which way I possibly can. All right. Now I'm going to put some of the brine in there. The brine has cooled at this point, and I just want to fill it up. Poke those pickles down in, and I'm just going to put a jar top on there. You don't have to use canning jars for this. You can really use any kind of thing. You're just going to put these pickles into the fridge and let them sit. I think they should sit for about 2 weeks. So I'm writing on here ready and the ready date. Ready by, well, let's see, 2 weeks would be July 14th. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll try your hand at pickles if you haven't before. There are so many ways of doing it, and I just love being able to reach in the fridge and pulling out a jar of pickles to throw in a salad or as a little bit of a extra pop at dinner time. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're well. Take care. Bye.